Hi guys, I'm Miss Mars, you know me or you don't. Today I'm gonna be talking about kind of a serious matter, and that's why I'm speaking English, because I want my points to be getting across the world and like not be limited to only Swedish speaking people. So I'm sorry about my accent, I know it exists. I don't know what to do about it, like you'll survive, I think. But yeah, I'm a bit nervous for speaking English in this video and also for speaking about this matter because I don't know. Okay, it's kind of personal, but it's kind of I don't know. Okay, so I have notes because I want my points to be getting across, and I don't want to miss like things I want to say, and yeah, so that's why I might look down quite a lot actually. I'm gonna be trying to look up while I talk, but I don't know who texted me. Okay, yeah, so this is about like issues related to not kidnappings per se, but how society views kidnappings and treats the victims. So if you don't know, I don't like to say I'm a victim of kidnapping. I am, but I like to say I'm a kidnapping survivor because that's, to me, a way more positive word to use. And I feel like kidnap victim, it gives the power to my abductor, and kidnap survivor gives the power to me. So yeah. Yeah, I want to talk about something that's been bothering me lately, and not just lately, but ever since I survived my abduction. I was rescued a little over 2 years ago, and it's been a big thing to handle mentally ever since. When I came home after being rescued, the news had already spread over my city. So people I knew, everyone already knew what happened, and I hadn't even said a word to them. So the news spread fast, okay? I'm trying to stay positive while I talk about this, because it'll be boring watching me just be all meh, you know? But yeah. I stayed home most days, both because I wasn't allowed to go outside and because I had a lot to process after such a big change happening in my life, you know? And when I finally went outside of my house, it was to distract myself from these horrid memories, because it was also lots of problems at home and I couldn't really handle being there, but I also couldn't handle being outside, so it was hard knowing what to do, you know? But sometimes I went out and I spent time with the girls I trauma bonded with, and I tried to get my head straight. And when I weren't with these girls, I hung out with the friends I assumed wouldn't like push me to talk about what happened, and who would just let me have fun and a distraction from everything going on, you know? And my good friends understood and they didn't pressure me to talk about what happened with them. But then there were these people who didn't understand, and mostly it was people I barely had said any words to. They didn't know me at all. We had like seen each other out sometimes. Yeah. And the first thing most of them would say was, "Oh my god, you're the girl who got kidnapped," before continuing on asking me all sorts of private questions about the situation that happened. And they never asked about my name, which I feel is weird. In their eyes, I was simply the girl who got kidnapped. I feel like this treatment towards people who have been through traumatic situations shouldn't be normalized. Our stories should not erase who we are as persons. I don't want to be only my story, because my personality is what I want you to think about when you see me. Like, my love for fashion and my love for my siblings, the way I like to explore things and experience new things, and just trying everything there is in the world and traveling. And I don't want everything you think when you see me to be my story. I want I want to like, yeah, I want to be more than my story, especially because if not, that means the man who kidnapped me still has all the power over me. Then I'm not free. I'm still stuck in that house, and that's not what I want. And I think that's like pretty obvious. No kidnapping victim would want that. And these are real life experiences that people have to deal with every day, and you, not everyone, but you who act like this, are treating their traumas as some entertainment story for your own enjoyment. Yeah, so the people who would come up to me afterwards, no, the people who would come up to me would often seem really happy when I told them what happened. Not like happy that it happened, but happy that I'm telling them. Because they were like fascinated. And afterwards, so many people have told me that me getting kidnapped was so cool. I never knew what to answer, because what do you even say to that? Like, I don't know. So I just stood there awkwardly and like, yeah. Um, so then I just walked away. And after I got kidnapped, I never went back to my old school. I go to school now, but it's a different school. And that's because I didn't want people to be asking me questions. Like, I didn't like the people I went to school with. I didn't hang out with them. I just didn't want them to know about my personal life, especially since a lot of bad things happened. And yeah, I just didn't want my classmates to know about that, you know? So I never went back to school because there would be so many questions about where have you been? You've been gone for like a year. What's going on, you know? So I thought nobody would know since I didn't go back, but somehow my school found out, and people would start hitting me up on Snapchat and asking me, like, they already knew what happened, but they were asking me, oh, why haven't you been to school in so long? And these were people I never knew. I was never friends with them. We never hung out. So it seemed like very fake to me. But I don't know. And yeah, they would be asking me about my kidnapping, and what do I say? Like, I felt like I had to reply and answer because it would be more awkward for me not to. But I just gave like short answers. Yeah, the same old rundown response I used to give to the other girls I talked about. But one of these classmates that hit me up, the story, like, the story and the memory really sticks out because this is like insane. So I had never been friends with him, nothing. And he hit me up and he was like, oh my god, I heard you got kidnapped. What happened? And I answered shortly, and he said, and I quote, Mars, that is so cool. You're literally like a superhero. How did you do that is something only a superhero could do. And like, I just froze at those words because that's such a weird thing to say to someone who's actually gone through that. And I don't know, like, I have no idea of how to reply to this because this is so far from my own views of the situation. There's like, I don't know how to explain to him. And it's just weird how two different people can have such different views of a situation like this. So yeah, I feel like that gives some kind of insight of society and my generation, how we treat people and these type of issues. So yeah, I'm no superhero for surviving. It was all luck, and well, I'm no god. I just did what I had to do to save myself from dying. Like, I think everyone in my situation would try to do that. Yeah, and I feel like all the movies about abductions and whatever lead to romanticizing how bad problem in the world this is, especially in our generation. And since it's dangerous for most victims to speak up about their situations, we don't get to see and hear their stories, so that can lead to kind of a desensitized and romanticized view of kidnappings, because we only have these movies to go from, and like they use, you know, famous people, famous what the fuck is the word? Actresses and actors to get this story told, and people have like crushes on them, and you know, it's just not the same at all. And since it's not real life, you don't have to uh feel bad for liking like how the actor looks and whatever. So when you only see this in movies, I don't think like I don't think that's good for society. And I don't blame the victims, obviously, because I I'm not really sure myself on how much I want to speak up about my kidnapping. I want to make a book sometime, and I think I want to make it like many years from now. I've already started writing actually, but you know, it's dangerous for me to go ahead and talk about this situation while I still live in this country. So I'm planning on moving to another country after I finish my school. So then it's kind of safe for me, but it's not really safe to speak about these things. And I get why the victims don't want to do this. So yeah. I've been like talking from my brain, and now the notes are completely fucked up. I don't know where I am, but yeah. Yeah, so I answered the boy shortly, and right after, guess what he did? He started flirting with me, and you can't like try to get something out of a person because he wanted to fuck. Okay, to say it shortly, this is not the right way to go about it. It's just, yeah, I have no words actually. So yeah. And I'm tired of these people. People's first question meeting me is always being like, can you tell me what happened in detail when you got kidnapped? Like, no, I won't. I had two girls screaming to me for like half a year every time they saw me. And they would say their usual, oh my god, you're the girl who got kidnapped. And they would literally, like, this was their nickname for me. No. No. Because, like, that's not me. In my eyes, that's not me. Sure, it happened, but that's not me. That happened. It's the same, like, okay, your mom gave birth to you. Are you gonna nickname this person, like, mama's, wait, what? Mama's birthed child. Like, sure, that happened, but that's not who I am. Like, what the hell? Yeah, and it's especially weird because I had no clue who these people were. So yeah, they never asked me anything about my personality. The only thing they would talk about with me was my kidnapping. So yeah, and they would scream this in crowded areas as well, with like people I kind of knew and people I knew. And it was like people my age around. It could be at concerts or whatever. And you know, when you go through such a traumatic thing, you don't always want to tell everyone you know. It's a thing, like, I'm open about talking about it, but it's not the first thing I want a person to know about me, because I don't think you can have real relationships and people try to treat you differently and whatever. So yeah. So this would expose my past to a lot of people, and then it would lead to more questions, and people would group up pushing me to answer all these questions about details of my kidnapping, of what happened, and oh my god, did they R-word you? Did they do this? How did you escape? How a bunch of stuff. And yeah. So another issue is I'm very annoyed about the lightheartedness in people's voices when speaking about victims. Kidnapping related subjects are are used so often in different jokes, and you could call me sensitive for like I don't take offense to this, but I think it's a bad thing, and I think we should try to not make jokes about this kind of subjects, because like it's the same as joking about rape. It's so not cool, and somehow society looks at jokes about rape in one like lens and jokes about kidnappings in a whole different lens. And I guess it's like kidnappings are a lot more rare of a thing to happen, but I still don't think we should be making jokes about this, and I understand why it has become this way, but I just think people should be aware of this, because so many times I hear people say these jokes not knowing I'm someone who's actually been kidnapped, and I just sit there and stay quiet because I know that they don't really mean it that way, but you never know. And I guess I'm living proof of that. So yeah. And people so often say like, oh my god, I wish he would kidnap me, like to someone they have a crush on or think is hot. Both like celebrities or people IRL. And this is a thing that would never happen. But then when you say it and you don't know who this will affect, like so many people have said this around me, and oh my god, I don't know. And with all these things happening and victims not being able to speak up, our view as a society on kidnappings becomes very romanticized, and that's obviously not good. Like, we should never romanticize bad crimes, because it shapes society in the wrong direction, and the issue becomes bigger. And yeah, so I just want to say I'm not like actually hurt about this. It's been kind of calm now. The last year, it was just like the first year most people would talk about it, but you know, it still happens, but it's not that bad. And yeah, I don't take it to harm, but I think people should think about what they say and how they treat victims more and stuff. This video is very long. I thought it would be like 5 minutes, but okay. Yeah. I'm gonna be still posting story times. I think I'm gonna be filming one today. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna make it in Swedish or in English, because I kind of want to change the direction of my YouTube. I want to start speaking English so more people can understand, but I don't know, because it's scary. Yes. Okay, follow my social medias linked in the bio. Like, subscribe, comment, and have a good fucking day. Goodbye.